Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. I keep seeing you every single day. Thank you very much for all of your support. And as always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up. It is very much appreciated. Thank you to all you have been. I've been seeing more thumbs up and more comments. It does help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. The last 12 hours within the cryptocurrency space have been quite interesting. It says, while Bitcoin entered a sharp correction on Monday, which we'll get into in a second, the 21st of December, its 200-week moving average shows that it continues to build strength every passing week. Bitcoin analyst and author of the stock-to-flow model Plan Bitcoin shows that the 200-week moving average at $7,700 is surging faster than expected at 6.5% per month, and there's a little pretty chart right there. MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor was quick to respond to it. In a tweet, he said, Bitcoin is like a battery charged with monetary energy. Since a rational investment time horizon is around 4 years, as long as the price is trading above the 200-week moving average, the network is powering up. The more intensely it trades, the faster it absorbs energy. As far as Bitcoin dropping in price yesterday, the entire cryptocurrency market has been fluctuating like mad. It is really insane. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says 3 reasons the S&P 500 could be headed for a 48% drop, according to an investment chief who crushed the market during 19. This one says the stock market could crash if 19 is over next year. The amount of news floating around about the stock market crashing. The stock market, I think also yesterday did not have a very good day, and a lot of people have been speculating, not that there's a correlation between Bitcoin and the stock market as far as prices, yada, yada. It's more to do with if potentially the stock market is signaling a potential massive crash down, it could be a signal to other risky investments that they're also going to be going down in price. When Bitcoin drops in price, it kind of moves back up. We hit 21,000 something or other yesterday, moved back above to 23,000, I believe, 100. Now we're floating around 22,400 or 700. I can't really tell you the exact number. So the main point right now is that, how do I say this? There isn't much Bitcoin price news. That has been dramatically overshadowed by everything else that's in the news today. It's the matter of Bitcoin's price keeps dropping because I think people are trying to push it down, or risky investments, or whatever kind of thing you need to tell yourself to feel better at nighttime. But it continues to keep rising. We'll see short term or long term where that's actually going to go, but it's more of a this is the current situation. It appears quite clear that Bitcoin actually rose up again massively quickly because of one event. It says NASDAQ listed MicroStrategy has purchased 29,646 more Bitcoin for $650 million US, and this happened yesterday. The latest purchase brings the company's Bitcoin holdings to 70,470, and they officially hold more than $1.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. Billion-dollar public company MicroStrategy announced this latest Bitcoin purchase on Monday. He tweeted, MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 29,646 Bitcoin for $650 million at an average price of $21,925 per Bitcoin, and now hodl an aggregate of 70,000 Bitcoin purchased for $1.1 billion at an average price of $15,964 per Bitcoin. As you might have imagined, a lot of people were like, woo, that's crazy. Bitcoin is being taken off the market and tons of people will never be able to buy it. I've been discussing, at length with my friends, hour-long conversations as to where this is all going to go. I'm seeing a lot of, and I'm not sure if it's simply people who are into altcoins, people who don't understand what Bitcoin is, but a lot of people seem to rejoice whenever Bitcoin drops by around $300. The same exact way, if you're on Twitter or not on Twitter, I'm sure we've spoken many times before. Whenever Bitcoin's price goes up, people are quite silent. And I mean, they don't say a word. Same exact thing with Peter Schiff. Not a beep. The moment Bitcoin drops, Peter Schiff has about 16 different tweets that he is telling everyone that it's a bubble, that it's a so-and-so. And I see the same exact thing in this comment section and many other comment sections as well, where people, once again, are rejoicing over Bitcoin falling, not understanding that their coins are also going to fall if Bitcoin falls, but seemingly for some reason still not understanding the position that Bitcoin currently is in and how bright of a future that Bitcoin has. But that's something else entirely. I've tried to teach myself not to worry what other people say, because at the end of it, they will have learned their lesson when Bitcoin goes to whatever price that it ends up going to. The news being is that more Bitcoin is constantly being taken off the market. This isn't a once a week news kind of thing. This is every single day that we keep getting this news. There was another company yesterday. They bought 15 million. It was in the other video. I forgot what company they were called, but they're all still buying. It's not like any of them have stopped buying Bitcoin. They're going to continue doing it, and at huge amounts as well. MicroStrategy's news was last week. It was about 7-8 days ago, give or take, around that time frame, where they said they were going to be purchasing, 300 million? And then it was 450 million and 500 million. So now they just purchased $650 million worth of Bitcoin in about 7 days. So, yes, that has caused Bitcoin's price to, the word isn't even more stable, to move up, if you will. And I assume these drops that we have, if you are in it for the long term, you might want to try and take advantage of them, because at some point in the future, we will never see Bitcoin's prices at this number ever again. So, yeah, these things will be priced into the market. And this has not been priced into the market. Even the other purchases that we saw, if that guy and other banks are stating that Bitcoin currently, based on supply and demand and scarcity, weeks ago, should be at $400,000, I wonder how high Bitcoin's price should be if another like 50,000 Bitcoin have been taken off the table in the last 10 days. Because it's not just MicroStrategy who's buying. Anyway, absolutely incredible news. This is going to continue to happen across the board because everyone is buying up Bitcoin, and I hope you realize why or understand why. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So, here we are, boys and girls. The moment of insanity is officially upon us. It says the time has come. The SEC could be about to sue Ripple over the XRP cryptocurrency, but its CEO said he is ready to fight and win. Nevertheless, XRP's price has lost 17% on the news, as one would have expected. It says the moment has come. Apparently, the SEC is ready to sue Ripple for issuing XRP as a non-registered security. After several years of uncertainty, it seems that the U.S. regulators would be willing to answer once and for all the most crucial question that any member of the XRP army has ever asked: is XRP a security? I feel like a good 80% already know about this. I'm going to give you a 60-second clip as to what is actually going on. In 2016 and 2017, a lot of cryptocurrency projects became very popular and began to release their coins. XRP came out around 2015, I believe, 2015, 2016, somewhere around that time frame. The issue is that U.S. regulators have a very big problem with trying to let go of power. And one of the main things that they don't want to give power away to is cryptocurrencies. And this comes down to the fact that many cryptocurrencies were released by companies or subsidiaries or whatever the case might actually be. It was someone sitting behind a desk. The news that we had, in just focusing directly on Ripple here, was that Ripple was gifted XRP by another entity. Who knows who knows what, who knows why, who knows where. Part of the issue that the SEC has, the Securities and Exchange Commission, is that they say if people are buying something with an expectation of profit, i.e. a stock, a bond, it can even be real estate sometimes, therefore it could be considered a security. The issue, air quotes, with Ripple has been, and many other cryptocurrencies, is that there seems to be a face to the project. And this is something that the SEC seems to have a problem with, because if someone is the face of the company or is the face of the so-and-so and they go forward and the words that they say seem to influence the movement of the actual price of the coin, Well, therefore, you are, in the eyes of the SEC, through the Howey test, which was something from 1924, which still for some reason governs finance today, is then considered a security. To be clear, XRP and Ripple are not the first companies, and they are not going to be the last company who is going to be surveyed, purviewed, looked over by the SEC, and has been for quite some time, simply because, once again, the SEC is trying to figure out a way to remain relevant in the cryptocurrency space, and one of the ways that it does that is by honing in on companies and people who have a face. This is why you might have seen over the last couple of months, remember before, for 2 years, Justin Sun was in the news every single day, and now there's no Tron news at all. I'm pretty sure someone told him, stop putting your face in front of everything, because whenever Justin Sun said something about the project, the price of Tron would actually rise up. Remember a couple years ago when Charlie Lee said, hey, I'm going to step back from the project, and people were really annoyed and upset with him? I assume that also has to be with, because the timing matches perfectly. By the end of 2017, the SEC had sent out tons of letters to different ICOs and different crypto companies within the space and pretty much told them, hey, you are a security. So I assume Charlie Lee was like, okay, I'll back away. You may even notice, which, I mean, we know that Ethereum is now considered a commodity, which is also still something that the US regulators are trying to desperately get control of. But this is why for a long time, Vitalik wouldn't say anything about the project. He was warning people about the project. You know, this is speculation, yada, yada. He said all this. And we started getting more news about co-creators of Ethereum as opposed to Vitalik Buterin. So over the last, it's definitely more than 6 months, Brad Garlinghouse has been quite vocal, being on the news, telling newscaster hosts, whatever, XRP is not a security because of X, Y, and Z. I believe that XRP is not a security because of X, Y, and Z. The SEC will see that Ripple's not a security because of yada, 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 and it continues kind of going this way. I had assumed before, especially since 2017, because Ripple's board members are filled with people from former members of the SEC, the CFTC, I think some from the World Bank, that there would have been some type of discussion happening behind the scenes, and I assume they've been having a great amount of meetings about the situation. But as it appears right now, it seems as if the people from Ripple did receive a letter from the SEC. It says, according to Fortune, the American company received a notice on Monday that it would be sued by the SEC. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, did not deny the news and, in fact, spoke out on his Twitter account, claiming that the move undermined American innovation. The point is, it appears that now, and I can only imagine what the actual case probably is for all of this. Like, I wonder what the actual thing is, that why they deem it a security or looking at it as a security. But alas, here we are. So this is, of course, the majorest news of the day. I think it's quite interesting that other coins that even look XRP-esque have also dropped in value. EOS has dropped in value. Lumens has also dropped in value. Many other coins are down by only around 4%. XRP is down by 17. Lumens was down by around 13, 14. And EOS was around the same exact number as well. And I've speculated before as well that if XRP is a security, then Lumens is probably also going to be a security as well, especially with their coin burn. But that's an entirely different discussion. So yeah, it says, here's the actual article from Fortune. It says, Ripple says it will be sued by the SEC and what the company calls a parting shot at the crypto industry. How funny it is. It's actually not funny at all, but it's more, if Ripple had only left the United States, they would have never had this actual issue. But they were adamant at staying within the United States, and even more so, here's a good, it's not even tinfoil hat, it just has to do with money. If we're getting news that the current people within the White House are trying to do whatever they can to make tons of cryptocurrency laws, like the same exact thing we heard from the CEO of Coinbase, who was talking about the new rules on cryptocurrency wallets and having to know the name of the person who was going to or where it's coming from, and et cetera, et cetera. What if this is just one final last kick in the shin to try and, I don't know. I really don't know exactly what it could be, but it's definitely something. Behind the scenes, these things, you have to understand that Ripple was trying to partner with every single bank on the planet to have their currency be used as opposed to the US dollar, the euro, or the yen. All of this has to do with power. It has to do with power and money. That's all it ever comes down to. It's not because they assumed that XRP is a security or that EOS was a security or that any other coin was a security. That doesn't matter to them. It's I want to be in control of this thing, especially if you're trying to circumvent or get around the usage of the US dollar. What happened to Kick and Ken, and what was the other one? The other app that people were using, and it had another currency on that as well. The SEC has sued about like 115 different cryptocurrency companies. This is why I said Ripple's not the first one, and they're not going to be the last. But of course, this is the majorest news of the day. Once again, never forget, it says Block 1's SEC settlement over EOS's ICO is shockingly weak. They paid $24 million, even though they had raised $4 billion for their ICO. I still think that the people from Ethereum had to pay some type of hush money as well behind the scenes, because at some point they were actually deemed a security because Ethereum also went through an ICO. But I think it was so long ago that any fee that they probably had, if they made $4 billion and had to pay $24 million, I assume the people from Ethereum years ago had to pay less than $1 million as a smack on the hand. SEC charges issuer with conducting $100 million unregistered ICO. This is for Kick, I believe. This happens all the time, but this will be quite fascinating to see how this unfolds. I don't think it will take a very long time for this process to happen. The SEC tends to go very quick and very sharp as to who they are actually targeting. But what we've seen before in the past is that other cryptocurrencies that have been targeted by the SEC still trade on cryptocurrency exchanges, like EOS. They were sued by the SEC, and they still trade everywhere. You can still buy, hold, and sell EOS all over the planet. So I wonder if this is just simply a power move to show Ripple that regardless of what they do around the world, they will always still have to bend the knee to the SEC. I'm not sure what it is, but even if, once again, if XRP is deemed a security, it means that basically institutional investors will have a very easy shot at it, and it can also simply then be traded on stock exchanges like other securities, which then leads to the speculation of Ripple going public. But anyway, that's the majorest news of today. I only have 4 tabs up here, but you can assume with the amount of websites and people who don't like XRP, this was clearly the most popular news. This news overshadowed the purchase of $650 million worth of Bitcoin. Overshadowed it. Completely kicked it to the side. And without further ado, let's move into the other really big story that also happened around. It's really crazy because I make videos and I kind of go about my day and I'm like, doop, 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 and then I come back in the morning to make a video and it's just like, it's always like a huge mountain worth of news every single day. Never a dull day. Every single day in the cryptocurrency space is just absolute madness. Next up, Anthony Scaramucci has a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund called SkyBridge Capital. He has submitted a formal application with the US SEC regulator to launch a new Bitcoin fund. I'm pretty sure you see exactly where this is going. The Form D for an exempt offering appeared on the SEC's website on Monday. The proposal lists SkyBridge Bitcoin Fund LP as the issuer and SkyBridge Bitcoin Fund GP Limited Liability Company as a related person. It's a company and it's still a person. According to the document, the proposed fund is classified as hedge fund. SkyBridge declined to disclose the target of how much money they're trying to raise, but the minimum that people have to put in is $50,000 US. When MicroStrategy announced to the SEC and filed the form with the SEC that they were trying to raise money to put into Bitcoin for their fund that they were issuing, they told us outright, 400 million, 450 million, $650 million. So I wonder how high it is for SkyBridge that they're not even willing to tell us outright. The offering would take place under the SEC's Regulation D exemption, meaning that SkyBridge's proposed Bitcoin fund would only be available to the wealthy. It says accredited, but that's another way of saying Minimum $50,000. I think you get the hint. SEC, there we go. SEC filing reveals Anthony Scaramucci's plans for Bitcoin investment fund. Scaramucci's SkyBridge is launching a Bitcoin fund. Anthony Scaramucci's SkyBridge Capital seeks SEC permission to launch a Bitcoin fund. You see where this is going. This was popular news around midnight. And the Ripple news just came out a couple of hours ago, so this was overshadowed by Ripple once again. The news being one of the... Now, I don't know this guy, but the news constantly around was one of the most respected people within the space. So I assume he's just incredibly wealthy and has garnered respect in that manner. Once again, I don't know the guy. But he has announced he's going to be starting a Bitcoin fund. The situation is, remember when we got news about 3, 4, 5 months ago? Sometime around August, give or take. For the first hedge funds who are really getting into the space. And the news was that when these funds get into it, behind the scenes, other people would also start, getting their interest into it as well. And I even told you, you're not going to have a fund, any fund, I don't care if it's MicroStrategy, Grayscale, Poopadoop, put $500 million into something and not raise eyebrows in some sort of way. For those of you who also don't know, all these people know each other. All of them. They all went to the same schools, same high schools, same finishing schools, same prep schools. They all know each other in some sort of way. So if you have a friend who's putting $500 million into something, you're going to give him a call and say, hey, Mike, what you got going on over there? And then they start to talk about it, and someone else gets into the conversation as well. There's a book about this, like years ago. I forgot the name of the book. It was like Bitcoin something. It was like the story of the first people who got into the cryptocurrency space. They were at some travel lodge somewhere like in the mountains or something like that. And one person asked someone else, he was like, do you know what Bitcoin is? And it was like 6 of them sitting around, doing whatever rich people do. And one of them was like, no, I have no idea what that is. He made him download an app and he like sent him Bitcoin to his phone. And the other guy was like, how'd you do that so quick? And he's like, it's part of the network. And everyone around that little sitting area, it was like 8 people apparently, heard about it. And they all started getting into the cryptocurrency space as well. And this is how things kind of flow. So assumption that within the next week, or I give it 2 weeks. I give it 2 weeks. I don't know why. We should hear the exact amount that the filing is for from the SEC and exactly how much money they're trying to raise. I'm going to assume it's over $100 million, just throwing that completely out there. If they try to raise another $500 million to push into Bitcoin, the price will probably logically rise. I don't want to say desperately, but I'm wholeheartedly waiting for the moment when all these things are actually priced in, because none of it is priced in. People are so concerned with Bitcoin being at this level and that level, and we're nowhere near where we're going to go. Anyway, the point is, Anthony Scaramucci, whoever that might be, is planning on launching, there we go, a Bitcoin fund, and I assume it's going to be huge because this was major news. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Square's Cash App users can now earn Bitcoin with every transaction made through their Cash Card. In a recent tweet, the fintech giant revealed the new offering, which is an iteration of Cash App Boost, where users get a chance to earn instant discounts on everyday purchases made with their Cash Card. With the Bitcoin Boost program, users can earn Bitcoin rewards by using their app. They said earn Bitcoin using Boost on Cash Card purchases. Bitcoin Boost can be found in the Boost carousel and work just like normal Boosts. What's a Boost? But allow you to earn Bitcoin on Cash Card purchases. I don't have to read any more of that. So, adoption, cool, really amazing. We've heard of Bitcoin cashback before, or rather cashback on Bitcoin before, not Bitcoin cashback, before from other apps and other things like that. But Cash App is apparently mega popular. I don't use it myself. And please don't write any comments in the comment section. You don't use Cash App? I'm tired of saying I don't do certain things and everyone's like, what do you mean you don't do that? I'm like, because I don't have to do everything that everyone else is doing. I've heard of Cash App before, yeah, but I just don't have it on my phone or anywhere else Cash App might actually be. But this is great for adoption. First of all, this also gets more people using their platform, so they're actual geniuses. But at the same exact time, it allows people who don't have any access to Bitcoin or haven't had access to Bitcoin to start receiving Bitcoin onto their mobile app or whatever the actual case might be. And then eventually these people become Bitcoin holders, and then they kind of see, well, I made money before in it. I should go acquire some more. So anyway, cool. Lovely. Square is squaring up their crypto Bitcoin world. I'm gonna move on. Cool. Wonderful. Amazing. Next up, Galaxy Digital CEO and Bitcoin bull Mike Novogratz says Bitcoin is undergoing a massive rally that, unlike its 2017 boom, is bolstered by increasing institutional adoption. In a new episode of the Interview Crypto hosted by Real Vision CEO Raoul Pal. I don't want to say the entire phrase. I'm tired of people have such long titles. In a new episode of the Interview Crypto hosted by Real Vision CEO Raoul Pal, I'm like, Novogratz says that although Bitcoin may be ascending parabolically as 2020 comes to a close, he does not see this move as a 2017 repeat. Novogratz believes that Bitcoin's rally has staying power. The head of the digital asset management firm suggested that Bitcoin could double in price over the course of next year and take a sizable bite out of gold's market cap. Novogratz said the exact same thing in 16, 17? I don't remember. His price prediction for 2017 was like, I think, like $6,000 or something like that. He was like, we're gonna hit 6,000 and then kind of, move on down from there, but it'll be a good run up, and then we hit 20,000. So I think a lot of these people give price predictions just because they know that it's going to be passed, but they want to be known as the person who predicted that Bitcoin was going to pass that number. Wait for it. Wait. Oh my gosh, it's coming to me. I predict that within the next 10 years, Bitcoin is going to pass by 100,000. Oh gosh, the spirits are talking to me. It's of course Bitcoin's going to, if Bitcoin went to 20,000 based off of hype and nothing, imagine where it's going to go when there's none left on the actual market. Anyway, there were a lot of people discussing today and yesterday and in the evening and yada yada. The future of Bitcoin, where Bitcoin's going to go. It's usually roughly around the same exact price predictions that we've always been getting. This one being the lowest that we've seen thus far, which would give us a $46,000 Bitcoin, what have you, which still puts us at a $1 trillion market cap with all the new Bitcoin that enters the market per day, plus the numbers. So like we no longer have to hit a $50,000 Bitcoin. As more Bitcoin enters the market, the price of the... Anyway, the point is, cool. Novogratz thinks Bitcoin's price is going to go up. I mean, I would have never guessed that. And without further ado, let's move on. In a weird timing news article, Ripple-backed cryptocurrency startup Flare Network has revealed it will airdrop 45 billion Spark tokens to XRP investors in the first half of next year, after taking a snapshot of the XRP network on the 12th of December, according to a blog post the firm published. Since the snapshot of the XRP network was taken, Flare Networks has been working with partners to determine all viable accounts eligible for the airdrop, combing through the results to determine how many tokens will be handed out. The firm revealed it will not distribute tokens to Ripple-owned accounts, but will distribute tokens to Ripple Works, a charitable organization founded by Chris Larson, co-founder of Ripple. Flare noted that this meant the amount calculated as held by Ripple Inc. is lower than originally assumed. Where's the number? Yeah. So it says, as such, at a final ratio of roughly one Flare token per XRP, a total of 45.8 billion tokens will be distributed. And here's the post right here. Okay, if you want to read that, then you can pretty much go for it. I've speculated that for a while that Ripple actually holds well below the 50% threshold. I assumed that last year, as we knew they were having discussions with the SEC, that something told them to start getting rid of the XRP that they held. And I'm not sure, in my mind, if they were sending it to the other subsidiaries under Ripple, if they were given to Flare, if they were given to Spring, if they were given to any of the other letters and words that they've also created that have X's inside of them as well. But I definitely assumed that they had under that number and had been working towards it for quite some time. So I guess this kind of confirms it. I'm not really even sure. The point is, sure. Like I said, very odd timing for this news because this also just came out as well. But a lot of people were super excited about this, so prepare to receive one flare, more than a smidge more than one flare per XRP that is actually held. I think XRP will do just fine. For those who are wondering, I still have my XRP. I have not sold my XRP. I have not panic sold my XRP. There are always moments like this in the cryptocurrency space where people are told to be afraid or told that something terrible is going to happen. Don't forget, earlier this year, Bitcoin was at $3,000, and we were told over and over, be scared, this is the end, it's never going back up. It's going to be the same exact thing with XRP. No one even remembers that Ethereum was an ICO, that Tron was probably having conversations with the SEC as well, EOS and all the other coins as well. So even if they do get sued, it shouldn't have an effect on XRP, but it's going to have an effect because people still put Ripple and XRP in the same exact line. Anyway, weird news day. And let's move on to the final one. Hear the tone of my voice on this one. Filecoin, the open source decentralized storage network provider, gave its miners and investors a scare as it reported a glitch that caused a temporary network outage. According to the status report published by Filecoin, the glitch was first reported on Saturday, and the network did not become fully operational until today. The Filecoin network is halted, with most nodes stuck at height 336,459, with mismatched state compute error due to indeterminate behavior. Filecoin revealed on the status update, adding that it had found the root cause, and that it was testing the fix. The halt of the network forced Filecoin to initiate a system upgrade in which its miners were prompted to migrate. Okay, I don't even have to read anymore. Please pay attention to where you have your money. I made sure to mention before to everyone, multiple times, there are a lot of coins that are popping up, popping out, brand new things, or things that planned on launching in 2017 but finally launched right now. And they go offline, the networks aren't secure, and just imagine a scenario where if you had your money in a network that went down for 3 days, if you would be happy with that. A lot of coins that are coming out that are telling you to buy them, that they're the new Bitcoin, that they're quicker and faster, and they can do this, and you can store things on their network, and they can do so and so. A lot of these things are garbage. So make sure that you don't find yourself sifting through garbage when we have the next parabolic bull run and people start cashing out of the garbage because other investors know that it's definitely garbage. Anyway, just thought I'd share that news because it's not just Filecoin. There are many other coins that are also really bad, and I hope you're not putting your money into them because they're not going to go anywhere. Once again, these are all computers. Computers can and will be upgraded. And if the past is any indication, we are most certainly able to make a second layer or side chains on Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Lumens that allow them to also be a file storage network. So don't fall for the hype because you might go broke. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Crypto Stahl, George Montoya, Wiselink, not TMI, Conan, Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Grasick, Moher Maroni, Master Avengers in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Knight Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D, 3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test every day, and Cal Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Moss Corner Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Machonisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a new member of the Patreon. Thank you to everyone who is following both channels, this one and my other Money Rules channel. Thank you to everyone who's just here in your own way. And thank you to everyone who left a thumbs up. And special shout out to every single person who keeps leaving a comment that just says algorithm. Very, very nice. I read it and I was like, algorithm. Oh, I get it. So you're all great and wonderful people. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at 22,774 US dollars. You see these movements. This is no, I can't even pinpoint the time when we got the MicroStrategy news and then when we got the Scaramucci news, because they both caused Bitcoin's price to move up. But people are fighting so hard to try and move Bitcoin's price down. I was gonna say something, but I think I'll be a bit more reserved. It was more of a imagine if some of the people who really hate Bitcoin the most and love a shiny metal that has come out of the ground, like if they're actively behind the scenes, just like making sure that they try to push Bitcoin's price down. But I guess I watch too many cartoons and sci-fi TV shows. XRP is currently down by roughly around 15%. It makes sense. Anything else really crazy? Everything is basically down right now. Lumens has recovered a tiny bit. It was down by a lot more. EOS has also recovered a tiny bit. It's down by 8%. Yeah, everything is, I think there's one really weird coin that was kind of going up. Not DAI, it's a stable coin. Not Theta. There was another really weird one that I saw earlier. Yeah, this one, UMA. It's up by 45%. Always pay attention to where your money is. A new coin called The Graph has entered the market, because sure, why not nowadays? Anything else crazy? Nope. Just about down because Bitcoin is down. So today's Tuesday? Got it right. We'll see where the rest of the market goes by the end of the day. I just feel it in my psychic head that we are probably going to have some other bank adoption, rich person adoption, hedge fund adoption, something adoption news, and that might cause the price to go up. But as it stands right now, the world in general, both the world and finance, are in a very precarious position. We're getting indications now and having discussions about the US dollar toppling next year. Bitcoin going to 288,000 plus, the stock market dropping, people not being able to pay their mortgages. It's a lot of things that are going on. The ongoing thing with 19. So there's so much I want to say, but I simply cannot. But if you've been reading the news, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This will be a year that we will never forget. We will never in our lives forget this year, because it's one for the books, I tell you that much. And even more so, next year is also expected to be a bit of a doozy. We're still going to have to deal with, that $600 stimulus check. There are people who aren't eligible for food stamps, people who aren't eligible for job seekers allowance, any type of unemployment, anything like that, can't pay their rent. And, $600 is definitely going to help them out, especially when your rent is $1,500. So there's a lot to deal with. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be on this planet. Make sure you do something nice for yourself. If you can go on a little tiny walk, go on a walk. If there's snow outside, if you haven't made a snow angel in 20 something years, go lay in the snow. Just do something fun. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See